for the month of January and early February like I did last year, only because the weather is so good in Florida during that time of year. So I'll be starting at the University of West Florida in Pensacola, and then Florida State University in Tallahassee, the first week of classes, which is January 8th to January 12th. Then the following week, I'll only have 4 days because Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, his birthday, whatever, and or the day, whatever it is. And so all the universities are closed that day. But for Tuesday and Wednesday of that week, I will be preaching at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. And then Thursday and Friday, I'll be preaching at the University of Florida in Gainesville. Then the following week, I'll be preaching a total of 4 days at the University of Central Florida in Orlando. That will be the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. I do actually have lodging already for that week with a friend of mine, actually a preacher I met when I was at Yellowstone National Park this last summer, believe it or not. So I do have lodging for that. But if as I'm going through this list, if you live close to any of these locations, please let me know, because lodging is the most expensive part of what I'm doing. And so if you have a place where you can host me, or you want to pay for some of my lodging, that would be very helpful. All right, that Friday, I'll be at Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers. And the reason I'm going there on that Friday is because that Friday, or actually the Thursday evening, the evening of January 25th, begins a multi-day street preachers conference. I actually ran into about 50 of them last year when I was at FGCU last year, and so this time I actually signed up for the conference. I'm going to be attending that, so I'll be there that weekend. Then Monday, January 29th, I'll be at Florida International University in Miami. I'll be there on Monday because that's the university that the Street Preachers Conference is going to descend upon and preach at for their university. You know, last year it was FGCU in Fort Myers, and this year it'll be FIU in Miami. So I'll be there Monday, and then I'm not exactly sure. I think I might spend a couple more days there even after the other Street Preachers leave, but I'll also be spending a couple days at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, which will lead up until the Friday, February 2nd. Then I'll be heading north. I'll be spending a couple days at Valdosta State, once again in Valdosta, Georgia, which is southern Georgia. And then I'll be heading up to the University of Georgia in Athens the week of February 5th to February 9th. Then I'll be at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, and UT, University of Tennessee, Knoxville, the week of February 12th through February 16th. Then I'll be heading up into Kentucky, which I've never been preaching in or at the University of Kentucky, so I'll actually be spending 2 weeks there. The first week will be at the Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green, and then the University of Louisville. That'll be from the February 19th to February 23rd. And then I'll be at the University of Kentucky and Northern Kentucky University from February 26th to March 1st. So that'll round out the final days of February. Then I'll be heading over to Virginia. I'll be spending a week at the College of William and Mary, March 4th and March 8th. I'm planning to get a permit because I got kicked off this campus last time I was there, so I have to get a permit and everything. I'm in the process of doing that right now. Then I'll be heading to VCU, which is in Richmond, and then the University of Maryland in College Park from March 11th to March 15th. Then I'll be heading up into Pennsylvania, the University of Pittsburgh and Penn State, March 18th to March 22nd. And then I'll be spending actually 2 weeks in New Jersey. There's Rowan University and Montclair State in New Jersey from March 25th to March 29th. And then Rutgers University in New Brunswick, and then Rutgers University in Newark from April 1st until April 5th. Now, this week I actually may wind up switching with week 16 because I do want to be in the path of totality for the total solar eclipse. So I actually might switch these 2 weeks so that I'm in Buffalo for the day of April 8th, which is in the path of totality. But I'll give you a heads up if that's what I wind up doing. In any case, as it stands now, it'll be Stony Brook University in New York and Binghamton in New York. Stony Brook is actually in Manhattan, April 8th to April 12th, and then the University of Buffalo and University of Connecticut, April 15th to April 19th. But like I said, I may go ahead and switch this, which means that I would actually be at the University of Buffalo and UConn from April 8th to the 12th, and then I head back south to Stony Brook University and Binghamton from April 15th to 19th. So these 2 weeks may be switched so that I can see that total solar eclipse on April 8th. Which I think would be pretty cool if I'm actually preaching out on campus and all of a sudden this total solar eclipse happens, because I think it's supposed to happen about 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that'd be kind of cool, especially if I got that on video. All right, next will be the University of Rhode Island in Providence and the University of Massachusetts in Amherst from April 22nd to April 26th. Then the University of Massachusetts in Boston and the University of New Hampshire in Durham from April 29th to May 3rd. Now, at that point, all the universities close down for the summer because the East Coast universities are on the semester system, so that's why they end by early May. However, the universities on the West Coast are on the quarterly system, so they actually go until June. So I'm going to be taking a week from May 5th to May 10th. I'm going to give myself a whole week to drive from Durham, New Hampshire, all the way to Cheney, Washington. And so then I'll be preaching at Eastern Washington University in Cheney and Central Washington University in Ellensburg from May 13th to May 17th. Then I'll be at the University of Washington in Seattle and Western Washington University in Bellingham from May 20th to May 24th. Then I'll be going to Portland State University in Portland, Oregon, and University of Oregon in Eugene from May 28th to May 31st, which is only a 4-day week because that Monday will be Memorial Day. And then the final week will be at UC Santa Barbara and UCLA down in Southern California from June 3rd to June 7th. So if you want to see how this looks on the map, I will go ahead and do that next. Let's see here. Here we go. If you live in any of these areas, if you can host me in any of these areas, if you want to send me some money to pay for lodging in any of these areas, please let me know. It's very helpful when people allow me to stay with them. I do have lodging for those 4 days I'll be spending in Orlando at Central Florida University. But other than that, I'm gonna need help if you can help me. That is so. So other than that third week, I do need help for lodging the remaining 23 weeks.